I want to talk to you today about a different kind of transformation. We've all heard about the digital transformation for years. We're going to talk about the relevance transformation, and we're extremely serious about that, obviously. And to us, the relevance transformation in the digital world means or translates the idea of winning at every interaction. And what does that mean, per se? First, let's start with the idea of relevance. The pure dictionary definition of relevance is basically the idea of being pertinent to the matter at hand. And relevance is obviously in the eyes of the beholder. So that beholder being a customer, an employee, a partner, a dealer, any kind of stakeholder sees relevance slightly differently. And that's our challenge at Coveo, and we think that's a very important one. In digital, relevance happens in real time at what we call micro moments. And micro moments, there's a definition here, are basically moments where people turn to a device to learn something, to do something, to buy something. They're very intent-rich moments that you need to capture, and where obviously you need to be highly relevant. Why is relevant business critical? Well, relevance is business critical because if you think about most organizations, and most shareholders, and I understand not all of you are businesses, some of you are in non-for-profit organizations and so on, but generally speaking, in most organizations, shareholders are concerned about growth. They understand that that growth cannot happen without customers, and they understand that companies cannot grow without people. And those are the three major strategic initiatives. And basically, in plain English, that translates into sales growth, customer satisfaction. And from a people perspective, most companies want a learning organization, an organization that can become more proficient, basically. Employees that are not only efficient, but people who can do more on their own. And that's, to us, the definition of proficiency. So converting buyers is always a concern. For a given amount of sales and marketing that's involved in an organization, we want to convert. And converting more tends to be better than converting less. Responding to customers is critical. For the perennial aspect of companies, it's a good idea to respond to customers very well. And obviously, you know, the idea of knowledge is extremely important. So engagement, enablement, and knowledge tend to be major CEO imperatives for almost every organization. And I think we pretty much would all agree on that. Now, what happens is in order to deliver on those stakeholder imperatives, what we need are basically three things. If you want to convert buyers, you need to be relevant to them. You need to make relevant recommendations. If you want to enable customers, you need to provide them with a relevant experience, all the way to in product. We're going to talk about that today. Obviously, in the self-service area, obviously within their human-assisted or contact center experience, within their sales experience, etc. And people, basically, our definition of knowledge is not so much information. Knowledge is a human ability to take action facing unforeseen situations. That's really, by the way, the definition of what knowledge is. It's not data, it's not information. It's really a human ability. But in order to fuel that human ability, delivering relevant information on the job, task-relevant information at timely moments is extremely important. The bottom line behind all of this, and our contention, is that if you think about business in the broad sense, only relevant interactions drive business. Think about it as a consumer. If you go on a website and you're not experiencing a relevant, you don't have a relevant experience, what are you going to do? You're going to leave and get elsewhere. I love that, but I'd love to get my slide. If you go on a self-service experience and you're not experiencing information that is relevant to solve your problems, you're going to call. You're going to log a call in the contact center. Then if you talk to an agent who's not empowered with relevant information, who doesn't possess the knowledge to solve your issues, that adds up to your satisfaction level, and potentially the rest is history. So only relevant interactions throughout the chain drive business, and to us that's really, really important.